Hello and welcome to Business Houston Podcast. I'm your host, Matt Bertram. Today I have Bill Glazier with me. He's one of the owners of US Insulation Franchise. So Bill, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks, Matt, for having us. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so Bill, why don't we just get started? Tell us a little bit about yourself and kind of how you got into this, and then maybe a little bit about the business.
Okay, well, been in Houston all my life with Glazier Foods. We sold that 6 years ago, and I really needed something to do, so I started looking for something that's new to the market. And I found USA Insulation, and it's a proprietary item, and it's premium injection foam. So where everybody right now knows about spray foam for new construction, well, there's nobody putting retro insulation in old homes. Well, USA Insulation does that.
Okay, Dad, tell us a little bit about the difference between the traditional foams and this proprietary foam, of maybe some features and benefits of it versus the traditional.
Well, Matt, spray foam there's two types of spray foam: open cell and closed cell. They're difficult to apply. They have to be held at certain temperatures and things like that. And our foam is like that in a way. Our foam is a green product. It's non-toxic. So that's important because it's going into your walls of your home. It's a mix between open cell and closed cell foam. And, so what you got is you've got a green product that is not quite as harsh as far as chemicals go. We do have to have it at temperature, but it runs in between 65 and 100 degrees, where spray foam has to be held up at a much higher temperature.
Okay. So interesting. So, if you're talking to home builders out there or homeowners that are in their homes a lot, right, and their bills are maybe going up, or someone's building a new construction home, I mean, what are the things that you want to make sure to communicate to them? I mean, is there certain kind of points that really are selling points to somebody that's looking to re-insulate their house or build a new home, that they should really consider USA Insulation?
Yeah, Matt, thank you for bringing that up. So what we look for in homeowners are somebody that's got high electric bills, or their home's drafty in certain areas. And so we go in and we do a free inspection. We look at your walls, because that's where the majority of the energy loss in your home, 30% of it's through the walls, and 35% of it's through the ceiling up into your attic. So we do that free home inspection. We tell you what you got. If you're good, you're good. If you're not, we'll tell you how to fix it. So high energy bills is a good indication that, hey, the insulation in your home, if you have any at all, 1977, they passed a law stating you had to put insulation in your walls. So we run into homes every day that have zero insulation in the walls or the attic. So it's important to know what your house has. So give us a call and we'll come out and look at it for free.
Interesting. Very interesting, Bill. So yeah, I'm like thinking, like, I just, I bought a new construction home, and I feel like, the insulation's not that great, how is there ways to check for it at yourself, or is it best to just call you and have you come out?
Well, there's a way you can go up in the attic and look at yourself. Code is 13 inches in this zone. Okay. I don't sell 13 inches. I sell 18 inches because that's what works. So give us a call. We'll come out, look at it for free. There's certain things that we do. We seal the air ducts in your attic. We put baffles in all of your soffit vents for you. And we're going to make sure that you have 18 inches of insulation up in your attic.
Okay. Yeah. And let me ask you this, like, from a, like utility bills are high, like everybody's looking at costs right now. What's the cost savings over time? Do you have any data on, what that might look like or what someone could expect to save?
Yeah, Matt, typically we see a 35% savings across the board. If it's an older home that has zero insulation in the walls, I personally have seen a 70% savings.
Wow.
So you're looking at a return on your investment in approximately 5 to 6 years.
Okay. Okay. So basically, if you're planning on owning your home past 5 years, it's going to kind of pay for itself plus, right?
Right. And also insulation, if you are planning on, say, we don't know what's going to happen in the future and you have to sell your house, you can take our receipt and show it to your appraiser and he will give you that value to your house. So whatever you paid us, he's going to add it to the house.
Wow.
So you're going to get your money back if you sell it.
So that's similar to what people do with, well, not exactly, but similar to like, people do with alarm systems, right? Like the savings on insurance. So there's ways to kind of build into the value of the home. Can you talk maybe about some of your other services, Bill? I think this is quite interesting. I know you do a number of other things. You talked about some commercial applications in the pre-interview. And so I just wanted to kind of get a more well-rounded understanding of your business.
Yeah, Matt. So there's a couple other legs to our business. Commercial business is we see these businesses built out and there's zero insulation in any interior walls. Okay. You just don't have to put it in there. And it's when you build an office, you try to save money. Well, what people don't realize is that sound travels through those walls easily. Yeah. So a lot of 90% of our commercial business is interior walls for sound deadening. When we get 4 inches of foam in somebody's wall, you're going to see an 80% noise reduction. So, and that applies to residential too. So, I phoned my best friend's house when we first started this over a year ago. He overslept the first morning that he had foam in his walls because the birds always woke him up. Every morning when the sun came up, he got up and went to work. He called me the first day and he said, Glazier, I overslept. And I was like, well, I don't understand why you're telling me this. He goes, it's so quiet in the house. I don't understand it. So it's a really neat product, this foam.
Yeah, no, I think sound insulation is something that a lot of people look for as well. Interesting. So tell us a little bit about how COVID's maybe affected your business. With more people staying home, maybe less people going to work. Have you seen any shifts in buying behavior, or anything you would like to share of even directly how COVID's maybe affected y'all? So.
Well, COVID, because we follow the procedures that's given to us by the government as far as PPE wearing into the house and things like that, we're more than happy to make people feel comfortable with face masks, booties. And if you want us to wear a PPE suit, we will. But COVID, I think it's helped and it's hurt some, Matt. And how it's hurt us is people are hanging on to their money. They're not sure what's going on. We had that crazy election this year. Just the uncertainty. Where it's helped us is people have been at home. They have noticed that, hey, I don't think my house is insulated right. My AC runs all day. My heater, the heater will run all day too. That's just indications that your home is not insulated well.
No, I can understand that. So, Bill, what's kind of your service area?
So we do. I personally own 3 territories. So we have all of North Houston, okay, and Southwest Houston. And there is another USA franchise that has Southeast Houston down to Galveston. And he's got great reviews, and Marius is good people as well.
Uh-huh. And so, I mean, like if people are going, hey, is Bill in my service area? Like, can you give me the boundaries maybe?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Matt. So I would say we go as far north as Huntsville.
Okay.
I say we go as far west as Sealy.
Okay.
We go as far south as Lake Jackson.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Yeah. Well, no, good. And if someone was considering this, I know that it ranges, and even I think on the commercial side, I definitely have had some experiences where offices are not they're not private, or they're too close together, and I think that's probably a consistent issue. I mean, what would someone expect, maybe on the residential and on the commercial? Is it based on square footage? Like how do you decide on price, or like what would someone expect with a quote?
well, the price it's around $5.50 a square foot.
Okay. Okay. I think that gives people an estimate to understand, and like, say, what would you say a average, like, give me a range for sure, but what would be a average, and again, I guess, it depends on the size of home you do, but like, where are you seeing it most advantageous? I guess, like you said, houses that were pre-built before, you said 1970, is that what you said?
Well,
Or
77 is the year
70.
they passed law for insulation. We see, every home that is built by a builder needs a little bit of attention. So if your house is 5 years old, your attic needs some attention.
Yeah.
Okay. We're seeing houses that are built in the early 90s that already need wall foam
Uh-huh.
because their wall insulation is just not cutting it. High electric bills, yeah, neighbors noise. There's a lot of noise coming from the neighbors. Just different things like that would cause people to call us to come out and look.
So all ranges, right? Like, even if you've just been built in a new home, you're saying 18. What did you say? 18 inches versus 13? Is what you said?
Yeah, so if you're using fiberglass insulation, that'd be 13 inches of blown insulation in the attic. That just doesn't cut it down here. If we look at it like there's an envelope, okay, and or let's use a cooler for example. So if you don't have a top on your cooler, is your cooler effective? No. So that's your attic. That's the attic's the lid of the cooler. So if you don't have foam in your cooler, it's not going to keep the drinks cold. So we use that analogy a lot.
No, I think that makes a lot of sense, for sure. So, one of the things that we've kind of seen is a shift of people moving online, right? So they're not going into stores anymore. They're really online, and having a presence online is increasingly important. I think it's kind of accelerated. Maybe there was kind of this 5-year transition window. I mean, I remember when people weren't uh, afraid to purchase anything online, and now almost, everything's purchased online. And the thing that, like, Google, as the big player in the space, is looking for, and they're trying to base it upon buyer behavior, is something called EAT. So expertise, authoritativeness, and trust. And so, I think the Better Business Bureau, being an accredited business as part of the Better Business Bureau, definitely plays into that. Wanted to just kind of hear your take on, how you've positioned yourself in the market, or what you want to communicate in those areas of maybe expertise, authoritativeness, and trust.
Well, thanks, Matt. So our expertise is um, we're all certified USA foam installers here. We're all bonded and insured. Okay. To the rest of that is I have a quote from my father that is, and this is our motto, is what we sell is service, and what we expect is 100% customer satisfaction. So that aligns with the Better Business Bureau. When I grew up, that blue sticker was on the window at the office, and it meant something, and it still means something to me. The contract that we sign and how we're expected to carry ourselves out in the business world is very important to me, and that blue sticker still today means a lot to me.
No, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for sharing, Bill. Tell everybody how to maybe get in touch with you. I see, I'm looking at usainsulation.net. I think y'all have a good presence right now on Google for some of the top terms. What's the best way for someone, if they're interested, to maybe get a free consultation or talk to you more, to get in touch with you?
So, the internet's always the quickest, usainsulation.net, and just fill out the links, and then it'll direct you to us. If you have a question, you can always call us at 346-297-2800, and we'll be more than happy to answer any of your questions. And if you mention this podcast, the Business Houston podcast, I'll give you $250 off any type of installation.
Oh, man. Well, fantastic, Bill. Thank you so much for that. It was great to have you on, and we'll talk to you again soon.
All right. Take care, Matt. Thank you.
All right. Have a good one.